What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to YouTube channel. As you guys can tell, today is a movie review. That's right, guys. Last night, I got to witness the Michael Jackson biopic, and I definitely got good things to say and bad things to say. But that's obviously for every movie I watch, because I'm trying to make sure it's balanced. I'm trying to make sure I'm not too biased, and that's why I make movie reviews the day after, so I don't let bias, make that review for me. Now, disclaimer, I am a little sick. As you can tell, my rough appearance, my voice. I don't know if the mic is picking it up, but I'm sick. Like, my nose, this side is blocked completely. And my throat, it's a little raspy. Anyways, let's talk about the Michael Jackson movie. Now, this movie, I was definitely anticipating it because, I grew up with his music. Thanks to my dad, he really put me onto every song that, like, from the 80s. I love all those songs. Like, I could go days without listening to modern music and just play those. But Michael Jackson really had a big impact in me, and that's what I realized when I went to go see this movie. Let's just say the things I loved first. So the things I did love, without spoiling, I'm gonna try not to spoil because we have a section where I get to talk about spoilers later on. But one of the things I really did love was how Jafar Jackson really fell into Michael Jackson. Like, the way he was on screen, there was only one point where I was like, I can't believe that's actually Jafar Jackson. Like, I turned off him being Michael Jackson. I'm like, dang, this is really his nephew. But for the rest of the movie, I was like, yo, this, I didn't even question him. He felt like Michael. Now, did I really know how Michael was behind, like, when with his whole life and outside of the music? Not much. I didn't really know much stuff that he did, which is probably why it was easy for me to fall into his character. But I liked his performance. Him and the dad. Whoever's playing Joseph, oh my god. He did a phenomenal, I know the actor, I just don't remember the name, but he did a phenomenal job, because man did I hate that dad. Now, this is probably like the easiest way you can make a biopic good, and it's the music, especially if you're doing an artist, the music's definitely gonna carry. So for this movie, I gotta say, hearing it in theaters. Now, since I am sick, I could, like, maybe hear it halfway through with this ear, but this ear was working, and dude, I loved every scenes of it. Now, am I glazing this movie because I had a better experience because I had two girls next to me? Maybe. But yo, whenever they played Billie Jean, yo, I was I was handing out my luck in my seat. I didn't care if people were looking at me, man. That's what I'm trying to get to. There was a moment in that movie where I was dead staring at the screen, you know, just dancing, looking at him like the way he was seeing the cartoons. You know what I'm saying? The way he saw movies, the way he saw dances is the way I was seeing him. And for like an extent, I felt like I was the second reincarnation of Michael Jackson. Yes, it was that good. I did was like, yo, this is me. And that's the second realization I had. The first one was whenever, I started the whole YouTube. And the second one is when I got to go watch that movie. And it was peak. Genuinely peak. It was full cinema. I'm not gonna lie. Another thing I did actually like is he explains how he was and what led to him, having Neverland, like the park, why he was so childish, why he was, trying to be friends with a lot of kids. It was nice to show that he would be like going to patients, talk to them, stuff like that. And it was because he was still a kid. And throughout the movie, they could, they're talking to him like, oh, this kid, and to him, he's like, I'm not a kid anymore. It kind of leads to like a plot line. I'm saying plot line like it's not real life, but it leads to like something. Whenever it comes to the end, you feel proud of Michael, but you also kind of feel like, Michael, what are you doing? Like, it kind of makes you mad because you know the things that happen. And that's the thing I love, is whenever you feel emotions through a movie, that's when I feel like you did it good. I definitely want to say all the good things that I'm talking about. I personally loved it. People could say they didn't like it, but that's probably because I'm a casual. I listen to most of the songs. Quick intermission. Sorry guys, but we are so close to
600
subscribers, and I really want to be able to reach it. So I thought, if we can get to 1,000 subscribers, I will shave my head. That's right, guys. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys subscribe. Anyways, back to the video. But now it's time to things I didn't like. So one of the things I didn't really like was, like, how much time we were spending throughout the time jumps, because throughout his, it was like a section through the 1960s all the way to like the 1980s. We got to see more of the Jackson 5s, which I'm not complaining. I'm glad we got to see like sections of that. but I wish we got to see more sections of his life with the other timestamps. For example, like 1973, 19, like all these other, whenever they were going through, because I kind of want to spend more time with the characters. I want to know who that person was, or why they showed up, why he all of a sudden was with Michael, what Michael was doing, why he certainly got like a band-aid. Like, I was just trying to get more into it, and I know they kind of split a movie up and had to cut it because of like they messed up with something and they're trying to make a sequel to it. So I kind of could have been for that, but that's something I didn't really like. I wanted to explore more of his life. Another thing I wanted to do, I wanted to understand why he was so into the music, because we understand the dad is what made him do it. We don't understand why he loves it himself. It could just be something completely different that he wanted, that's part of the dancing. It became live, it became, him singing. I wanted to explore more why he was like, because in the movie they tell him, it's like, keep your feet on the floor, and he's always doing this. It's like they're telling him, look us in the eye, but he would never do that. Like, I was trying to, like, I wanted them to go deeper on why he was constantly just moving. Was he feeling the beat? Why was he so good? And why was he that way? Like, I wanted to understand that more. And another thing I didn't like, which is a praise to the actor, like I said, Joseph Jackson, the father, I hated his character. Not character, because it's real life, it's a biopic. But I hated him. I hated him. But which means the actor did amazing, because when you had a character, that means they did well. I don't actually think I got anything bad to say. I mean, the only downside to it is when you make a like artist biopic, it's not hard, because like the music kind of lifts it up, especially for Michael. Like the cinematography for this, I loved it. Like, I don't really have any complaints. I'm not even trying to, like, I'm not biased. I'm trying to think of things I didn't like, but I actually liked everything. Hey, this is editing Omar. I just want to say there's another thing I didn't like about this movie that I didn't get to talk about it while I was recording this, and that's the fact that it felt like a safe way. It felt too safe. Like, it was missing something. So I definitely can't wait for the sequel where it leads to him and his death and stuff like that. Hopefully they do that. So would I recommend this movie? I definitely would recommend it. I definitely recommend you guys go see it in the theater with, family or friends, because it's gonna have you dancing. I'm telling you, whenever the songs were playing, I was hitting that my luck at, man. The girls next to me, I know they was going, man, they're like, what is this dude doing? But I was too into it, yo. Michael Jackson really the GOAT. I don't care what people say. He dead as the GOAT. That movie just made me reinforce that. He dead as the GOAT. Alright, time for the spoilers. So if you guys were here just for the review without spoilers, you guys can leave. The video's over. Thank you for watching. But if you guys have watched the movie, or you guys just want to hear what happens in those spoilers, well, it's about to happen. I'm giving you guys seconds, the message is on screen, and we're gonna get straight into the spoilers. So what I mean when I say I hate Joseph Jackson is the fact that he was like very abusive to his kids, and we only got to see Michael Jackson, which is, I understand it's a biopic, but I wanted to see how his relationship with his brothers were and stuff like that, and if they ever got whooped too, because I understand why we're only seeing Michael, but I want to understand them too. Another reason why I hated Joseph is like the dude would like he'd do everything behind Michael's back, and I hated the fact that Michael couldn't say no to him until the end. Like, I'm glad he did it, but it was like, Michael, you had the chance to say it. Why would you not say that? And I really did like the people he was around. Like, I don't know if it's true to his actual story, but the people that were around him, like the bodyguard, his manager, like, I really liked those people. The guy he was working with at the studio, yo, they were dead treating him way better than the father. And it made me sad because Michael, every single time the father was on screen, Michael just couldn't see him in the eye, and that reminded me of the beginning of the movie where the dad's like, "Look at me, Michael. Look at me." He just couldn't. He couldn't look. He had to look anywhere else. And that made it heartbreaking because I'm like, damn, Michael really went through all this. Sometimes you understand people whenever you see their story, because like what he was doing, if you don't know who Michael was, people would be like, "Why is he doing that? He's a weird guy. He made a whole park just for children." But when you actually understand what was going on, it's like, damn, bruh, this guy was just a kid. He's just like me. I could be 28. I'm still gonna be a kid at heart. But yeah, when I was talking about the sequel, right, and how they split it up, I don't know if you guys know, but the reason why they had to split up a movie and cut it off the way they did was because the lawyer kind of did a mistake, and they really couldn't do the allegations part. So like anything from the 1990s to you know, when he died 2009. But I'm pretty sure they're trying to figure out how to make it a sequel, so I can't wait to go see that because I know his most popular songs are going to be there too. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this movie with you guys. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. If you guys have seen it or you guys haven't yet, let me know what's your experience with Michael Jackson. If you guys ever had like a certain song you guys connected with and you listen to it, you know, let me know your story with that song. If you guys enjoyed my review and you guys want to see more, because I plan to go see most of the movies from 2026, more than I did for 2025. So I plan to do more reviews. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, so you can join my cinema credits. You know what I'm saying? This is peak videos, so you get to be peak credits. You know, this is the producers, these are the actors, these are all the people that made this video possible. So if you want to be able to join the credits, go ahead and subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, without further ado, I gotta go take my meds. Yeah, I'm gonna see you guys later. Goodbye.